plus 100% interest. Which slang amount should I have ready for him? Are you trying to get me killed? Correct answer, show yourself. A Benjamin is slang for a $100 bill, and a sawbuck is a 10, so $200 at 100% interest. I owe him $400 or 3 Benjamins and 10 sawbucks. Maybe he'd be happy with a copy of You Don't Know Jack instead. I mean, he said something about snipping off my joystick, so he must like video games, right?
Blooded chicken picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry hate.
How about... This smells a little off-Broadway. Which of these is not a book that got made into a movie that got made into a musical? My top 5 all-time top reasons why you're an idiot. Watch how easy this is. Although this 1988 film was made into a musical for the stage, it's not based on a book. They're planning to make You Don't Know Jack into a musical. Yeah, let's check out the script here. Oh look, there's a part written just for Paul Rubens. That should be good.
Rolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, if not
Here we have the Norse Unleashed. If the Norse god of thunder and his wife were on the cover of the National Enquirer, which Brangelina-like combo name would they probably get? Thor and his wife Sif could be called Thiff, but personally I prefer Sor. I read in US Weekly they're breaking up because their relationship is all thunder and no lightning, if you know what I mean. Sorry, you're very nice god people.
Hold me, never let me go.
Am I dreaming?
Here's a good one. I have a fear of wits. Okay, I'm going to be nice and warn you that this is a trick question. You're welcome. Which of these superheroes is the best equipped to stand at the base of the tallest mountain on Earth? And like a Nightcrawler, you don't seem to know your head from your ass. Were you thinking of this one? While Mount Everest is the tallest mountain above sea level, Mauna Kea in Hawaii is actually the tallest mountain in the world. It just starts beneath the ocean, and that makes Aquaman best suited to stand at its base. Well, it's good to see Aquaman is good for something. I see you don't need me for anything. It's all yours. What kind of a character are you? I'm an invisible game show host. But what are these guys? Good luck. That's the game! And what kind of a character are you, other than a sad, pathetic one?
You don't know Jack!
That's a wrap. Donnie, what's happening?
Okay, looks like our player's all set.
And 30 seconds, people.
Alrighty then. Oops, okay, I see. Big hurry. Hurry it up, people!
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by the Mermaid Starter Kits. Now with your choice of seashells, double D shells.
So let's make this happen. First question, Hannibal Lecter health nut. Suppose Hannibal Lecter wants to eat healthier, so he starts removing the skin before eating a person. What could he make with the leftover skin from one human adult? The human skin curtains are closing on your performance. It was begging to be picked. The surface area of the average adult skin is 21.5 square feet, enough for Hannibal Lecter to make a quite stylish area rug. And the rugs match any decor. They come in peach, brown, olive, and new freckle. Coming up, me, myself, and I think that's a supernova. If the eternal sunshine and eternal sunshine of the spotless mind only lasted as long as our actual sun is expected to last, what would be a more scientifically accurate name for the movie? In a gazillion years, the sun will have been long gone for some time, leaving only a faint intergalactic echo of how wrong you were. Let me show you something. In about 5 billion years, our sun will blow off its outer surface and become a white dwarf. Oh, and it won't be taking us along for the ride. So if the world will definitely end by then, I might as well quit this diet. Try this on for size. Comic strip tease. Which comic strip character should read the self-help book He's Just Not That Into You? Blondie, Lucy Van Pelt, Cat. No, newspaper comics character Kathy is married. On paper. This would have worked. Lucy from the Peanuts comics totally loves Schroeder, but he's just not that into her. And Charlie Brown should read the self-help book. Everybody's just not that into you because you're a big downer who sucks the life out of everything. Next up, this question is brought to you by the letters G, P, and S, and D-I-S-O-R-D-A-T. I'm going to read off 7 names. For each, I want you to tell me if it's a GPS device for your car, to give you directions, or a character from the children's show Yo Gabba Gabba. If it's GPS, tapped on your plus control pad. If it's Yo Gabba Gabba, I understand, no need for instructions. Great. Hey kids, how did they do?
Not very well. Not very well.
I actually use a device similar to a GPS to navigate me through this game.
Make fun of any contestant currently playing game.
Oh, you stink!
Proceed to question 5.
Oh, this makes my life so much easier.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Take a good look at a princess. Assuming it's true that gentlemen prefer blondes, which of these Disney dates would a gentleman most prefer? I haven't seen it in a while, but I did just see Avatar, so I'm pretty sure you're wrong. No, I'll get this. Alice from Alice in Wonderland is the only Disney lady here who's blonde. But really, is it gentlemen who prefer blondes, or is it more dudes? I think they should change it to dudes prefer blondes, and just give gentlemen their own phrase like gentlemen prefer monocles and chablis. That's the end of a thrilling first round. Although your score seems to be stuck in neutral. Don't forget, in round 2, all the cash is doubled. Okay, then here we go. Here's a good one. I would die for college credits. I'll be with you in a second, just need to do an intern interview. So, Jeffrey, are you proficient in Excel, Word, Outlook, snake handling, getting punched in the face, poison ingestion, and PowerPoint?
What?
Great. You start next Monday.
Okay.
Suppose Jeffrey's first assignment is to sleep in a box with the animal responsible for the most human deaths each year. For research purposes or something. What would his deadly roommate be? Mosquitoes mosquitoes, as carriers of malaria and other diseases, are responsible for over 2 million human deaths each year. Yeah, but in a box with a mosquito doesn't sound like that much fun. Yeah, I think I'll probably go with the wolf. I call this one Raimi River. What would you find in a collection of raiment from Sam Raimi films, Toby? Oh, hey, I found an unguarded bag of money just sitting on your score. Think I'll take it. Now pay attention. The term raiment refers to apparel or clothing, like Toby's Spider-Man suit. It's got some weird stains that I hope are webbing.
Lording chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Bucker up for pull until it breaks.
It's the point that choices into order, then goes in and see if you are right.
You should know how this works by now. An extra $1,000 for a correct answer. Here we go. Place these wishbones in the chronological order of their first appearance. I think you're one balsamic short of a vinaigrette. Want to see the right answer? Lipton started manufacturing wishbone salad dressing in 1958. The wishbone offense was introduced in 1968, and the children's dog series started in 1995. The salad dressing continues to be sold, the football play is still in use, but the magical dog, alas.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm not nice.
Up next, Yo-Yo Mama. I love Yo Mama jokes, because Yo Mama is really fat and or stupid. Finish this Yo Mama joke with the casino game where you can bet Yo Mama. Yo Mama is so fat. She did that too, but no. I so wanted you to pick this one. In the game of craps, you can bet on Yo or Yo-11, which just means 11. And speaking of craps, Yo Mama's so ugly when she walks by the bathroom the toilet flushes. Snap!
Hold me, never let me go.
And on its way, Gee Whiz. In the movie The Wiz is a giant fire-breathing head. Why is this ironic? If you only had a brain. Correct answer, show yourself. Richard Pryor's hair caught on fire in real life while freebasing, and he played The Wiz in the musical The Wiz. People need to be more careful when handling flames. I keep all my scented candles on a table away from anything that could... Ah! Ah! Look at me! I'm The Wiz! Oh, do you need to be somewhere? My mistake. Here's your clue. I want your real autograph. Believe it or not, you're about to see stars. Good luck. There it is! Perhaps from now on you should just go by one name. We can just call you Loser.
You don't know Jack!
Nice one, folks. Okay, Donnie, let us know what
We have a live one, all set.
30 seconds.
Wait, one. Ah, you're in a hurry. I see. Begin the commencing.
today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Jack's Bald Caps and Hairless Knickknacks. Because if you actually shaved your hair off, you might find something weird under there.
Okay, let's not waste any more time. To get things rolling, Assassinate Gate. Okay, I've had it. Every scandal since Watergate is called something or other gate. Monica Gate, Nipplegate, Stripper Gate, Henry Louis Gates Gate. Enough! It's time to throw down the gauntlet, people! Are you with me? Suppose I start a task force to remove the suffix gate from all new writing before it gets published. If I stupidly get caught up in my own scandal, what would it be called? To expurgate is to edit out offensive material before it gets published. So ironically, in my effort to expurgate gates, my pathetic scandal would be called Expurgate Gate Gate. And you know, it would have something to do with hookers, but who the hell would leak it to the public? Well, I'd have to investigate.
That's a lot of gates.
Yup. Doogie Frankenstein, MD. If Dr. Frankenstein's monster had spoken very casually, how might he have addressed the doctor with his first words? Think! The doctor from Mary Shelley's classic novel was named Victor Frankenstein. Another little-known fact, Bram Stoker's famous vampire is actually named Count Derek Dracula. Here's one for you. Original Sin City, and it's a this or that. I'm gonna read off 7 words, and for each one, tell me if it's a word from the Garden of Eden story in the Bible, a Las Vegas nightclub, or both. If it's from the Garden of Eden story, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a Vegas club, how am I wasting your time? Excuse me. I took some of Adam's ribs to perform general ribbing on you. They say Vegas is Sin City, but I think it'd be difficult for the devil to tempt somebody with an apple in Vegas. He'd have to wait in line for an hour to get it off the buffet. Say hello to Misters of the Universe. Which mister has a missus? I pity you, fool! No, wait, no I don't. It was begging to be picked. Although the others are bachelors, Sex and the City's Mr. Big has been married a couple of times, most recently to Carrie Bradshaw. Also married was Mr. Rogers. You never saw his wife on the show, but he always insisted that we just missed her.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Next, getting whacked in F sharp. If the rival mob on The Sopranos consisted of an all-female group with extremely low voices, what would they be called? The Basso Pro... Stop serenading me with your nonsense. Now pay attention. Contraltos are female singers with the lowest voices. Like me. I'm just kidding. I'm totally a dude. Round 1 is complete. And you've got a pretty nice score. It's a shame there's nobody here to share it with. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. Alright, you ready? Too bad. Open wide for My Housewife is a Fake. I've been watching these Real Housewives shows on Bravo. I've noticed something about the opening credits of these shows, though. The cast is always holding some kind of fruit. The Real Housewives of Orange County are holding oranges. The Real Housewives of New York are holding apples. The Atlanta Housewives are holding peaches. But during the opening credits of the Real Housewives of New Jersey, the housewives aren't holding anything. WTF? Considering the state fruit of New Jersey, what should they be holding? Bada bing, bada boo. One right answer coming up. New Jersey's state fruit is the blueberry. and their state animal is the Snooky. May I introduce the stuff you find under the bleachers? It's time for us to see what kind of trash somebody sent in today.
Looking through your trash bag, what's it say about you? Funky trash.
Okay, what do we have here? We've got some dry cleaning slips for a Robinson 42 uniform, a subway map of Brooklyn dated 1958, and some old postcards of Ebbets Field. Which professional baseball franchise sent in this garbage? Kansas City Royals lost. Jackie Robinson crossed the color barrier for the Brooklyn Dodgers at Ebbets Field in 1947. 11 years later, the franchise moved to Los Angeles. The Dodgers moved to LA to sell their screenplay, but ended up just waiting tables and doing a couple of weird fetish films.
Fucking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry a eight.
How about priceless art? I have a coupon for that. Suppose Campbell's produces a line of tomato soups commemorating pop artist Andy Warhol. Based on his philosophy on fame, what might the expiration date read? Why don't you take a day to think about what you've done? Here's what you meant to pick. Andy Warhol is known for his statement, "In the future, everyone will be world famous for 15 minutes." And now everybody just says 15 minutes of fame. Which, as we know now, is really a silly statement, considering YouTube's maximum upload limit is 10 minutes.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm not enough.
But it's different now.
Let's try.
Still not long enough to hold this run though.
If the Bloods and Crips took litmus tests and their pH levels matched their colors, where would the Crips end up on the scale? Highly alkaline, mother... This will burn a small hole through your score. The correct answer is... alkaline materials turn litmus paper blue, and the Crips color is blue. I actually learned some complicated gang hand symbols. Ow! My fingers! Motherfucker!
Hold me, never let me go.
Next up, you simpletons could never understand my food. As a deep and complex individual, I prefer to eat food that reflects that. Which of these complex foods contains complex sugars? Carbohydrate, such as the starch found in pasta, is a complex sugar. And trust me, pasta reading poetry is pretty moving. I nearly broke into tears when Penne got on stage and read his poem, Penne for My Thoughts. Oh, the part about the Italian sausage was gut-wrenching. Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. Here's your clue. If you're going to travel through time, travel right. I've seen one version of your future. Hopefully you can change it. Good luck. There you have it! Maybe we can't change time. Maybe you were always destined to do this incredibly badly. Maybe some power greater than us has some reason for things to turn out this way. Or maybe...
You don't know Jack!
That'll do it, folks. What's going on, Donnie?
Alright, we have one contestant. I repeat, one contestant.
30
brought to you by Lil Smacky's Candy Contraband. You can't get cavities if it goes straight through your veins.
Sniff out our sponsor's wrong answer of the game and you'll end up with a great prize and serious cash. Okie doke, this is really happening. To begin with, eat me. So you seen this guy on the Travel Channel, Andrew Zimmern? The guy who eats bizarre foods? He bugs me. If you wanted to enjoy sweetbreads, which bizarre Andrew Zimmern dish would satisfy? Deviled lump? Nah, eating butts makes me gassy. Let me show you something. Sweetbreads refer to the thymus gland and a couple other really gross innard type things that people don't normally eat. Most people don't normally eat. I love sweetbreads. Oh, they're so sweet. Why not try? Check out Sarah Jessica Parker's Guns, and it's a this or that. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, I want you to tell me if it's a type of gun or a male character from Sex and the City. If it's a type of gun, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a character from Sex and the City, okay, great, let's just get right to it. You're like the 5th friend who never got invited out with the girls because she wasn't pretty enough for TV. Sometimes I have to think, does Carrie look better with straight or curly hair? I mean, I'm really torn. Like, I think she looks really sophisticated with her straight do, but sometimes the curly is super flirty and fun, like, mother! No, it's okay, it's good. I needed that. Take a stab at tall, dark, and Have you shopped at a specialty designer clothing store called Big and Tall and Polydactyl? What item could you purchase? Husky, allow me. Polydactyly is a condition in which a person has more than 5 fingers or toes on a hand or foot. That happens to really complicate things when trying to give someone the middle finger. Looks like this little piggy had none. Or did it? You just won a candy syringe from Lil Smacky's Candy Contraband. Lil Smacky's Candy Contraband. We'll find your sweets while you find a vein. This wrong answer of the game has netted you an extra 4,000.
Why? That's incredibly stupid.
Here we have a penny to keep your thoughts to yourself. Oh, what time is it? I gotta feed my parking meter. I'm gonna get another parking ticket. Where's that nerdy PA?
You beckoned Mr. Masterson.
Yeah, Poindexter. Do you have change for $1? I need you to go feed my meter.
What combination of change do you desire, sir?
What do you mean, what combination? How many different ways can you make change for $1, you geek?
Ha! Missed it by a coefficient of approximately 10.85.
You've never kissed a girl, have you?
I'll have you know, sir, that I am considered quite the Casanova with certain members of the fecund persuasion.
So that's a no?
Not a one, no, sir.
Here's what the right answer looks like.
There are, indeed, 293 different ways to make change for $1. There's 3 quarters, 2 dimes, 5 pennies,
How am I-
$1 9 nickels, 5
Can
pennies.
someone get me a roll
How am I
of quarters
supposed
so I
to
can
know
punch
that?
this Melvin in the chops?
How many combinations of change to go with $2?
Oh, yeah! It's time for World War II. You know how the World War II movie Inglourious Bastards has a misspelled title? Well, say the Inglourious Bastards are on the run from the spelling Nazis. If they want to keep misspelling things, what should they do? That was dumbassy. Want to see the answer? If the spelling Nazis, or spelling SS if you will, are after the misspelling happy and glorious bastards, they should definitely seek asylum with 2 S's because it's really spelled with 1 S. A-S-Y-L-U-M. See how I did that? Put an SS in all the words like that? Yeah, I'm pretty good with slightly inappropriate World War II humor. Sometimes my jokes can create quite a furor. Let's say so long to round 1. And it looks like your score is screaming for help. Don't forget, all the questions in round 2 are worth double. Let's keep going. Try this on for size. 1 small step for man, 1 giant leap for a tiny man. The only thing the ladies love more than game show hosts is astronauts. That's why I'm branching out. Since only 3 countries have sent people into space, and I've been rejected by the astronauts and rejected by the cosmonauts, what's my last choice? Man, I love that game. But no. No, I'll get this. Only the US, Russia, and China have sent people into space, and China has taikonauts. At least that's the common anglicized version of the Chinese term. If that doesn't work out, I'll have to go the privatized route and pay millions to buy a ticket into space. And with my luck, I'm sure I'll end up sitting right next to Lance Bass. Question 7! Here's one I like to call, Sharks are teaching gym class, but spaghetti knows my name. I had this really weird dream last night. In my dream, my cat Poopsie was a retired basketball player who got sucked down a golf hole by my other cat Mayonnaise, who was dressed as a rabbit, which was really cute actually. But my mom wanted to enslave all of the cartoon cats to work at an alien theme park. But Poopsie and Bunny Mayonnaise and Bill Murray played my mom and the aliens in a basketball game. And I kept on believing I could fly, but I don't think I ever did. What movie did I watch before I fell asleep? One way to be like Mike would be to get this question right.
That's number 3 for Space Jam. Because that's literally the plot of Space Jam.
Michael Jordan in Looney Tunes live-action adventure Space Jam. Michael Jordan is quite an actor. He's like the Michael Jordan of baseball of acting.
Blood and chicken taken out of me. Yes, Mary 8.
And now, Lost in Your Isles. Due to its size, on which Hawaiian island would the cast of Lost most likely have gotten lost? Stop being such a coconut. Wait, are there coconuts in Hawaii? Don't answer that. Why would I expect you to know anything? Ready for this? The Hawaiian island of Hawaii is the largest of all the Hawaiian islands, thus making it the easiest for the losties to get lost. I just got all the old DVDs of Hawaii, and I really don't think the founders knew where they were going. I mean, when it became a state, I don't think Hawaii got really good until the last few years.
Scrolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm not
This one's called More Like Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. Zing! How much is the square root of the band The Roots? Right about 6 and... That would mean there's only one person in The Roots. He'd just be called The Roots. Why didn't you pick this? The Roots, the Grammy-winning hip-hop group, also the house band for Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, has 7 members. The square root of 7 is 2.6 something something something. Let's face it, if they made a sitcom called 2.5 Roots Members, I'd totally watch it. Hold me, never let me go. I call this one, do I have to spell it out for you? If you were a gelatophobe, which text message would you not want to receive from me? You're right, JK. Watch how easy this is. Gelatophobia is the fear of being laughed at. Oh, come on, I was laughing W / you lowercase, not @ you lowercase. course, who wants to hear my yapping? Oh, I'm still doing it. Sorry, here you go. What's covering your eyes? You always seem to be wearing something over those beautiful eyes. Good luck. There it is! Sorry about that. Next time, let someone know you would like to play the Braille version of You Don't Know Jack.
You don't know Jack!
Good job, everyone. Donnie, what are we doing?
Yeah, we got a hot one. Everybody at the ready.
We're at 30 seconds.
You do. I'd be happy to you. Short attention pangs, huh? Hop to it, Conrad!
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Mysterious Boxes Incorporated.
Try to choose the wrong answer, brought to you by our sponsor, to get prizes and cash. Okay, let's hit it. Let's begin with, I could eat a whole mother goose. I'm doing a lot of statistical breakdowns of nursery rhymes and organizing them by category. First, I put Hickory Dickory Dock and other rhymes about clocks on this timeline. Now, which nursery rhyme info would not fit in my pie chart? You know, my chart featuring nursery rhymes with pies in them. Old King Cole smokes his pipe and listens to Fiddler's 3, but there's no mention of pie anywhere in his rhyme. Also, I'm working on this bar graph, which includes all nursery rhymes that feature people drinking in bars. Let's try Pimp My Carriage. Hey, ever watch MTV's Spring Break coverage? I keep it TiVo'd and watch it every Tuesday. This week I'm watching Spring Break 2010, where they wrap a guy and a girl up in a fantasy burrito. Anyway, if MTV did a show about Amish people called MTV's Room Spring Break, what would you hear in an episode? No. That'd be a great show, though. Oh, honestly. Rumspringa is an Amish tradition where teens get to experience the outside world before deciding to choose the Amish lifestyle as an adult. And once they realize the outside world is made up of MTV shows like Pranked, The Hills, and 16 and Pregnant, they gladly return to the Amish lifestyle. Take a stab at Heather Has Two Motherlands.
It's the choices into order and buzz in and see if you are right.
Okay, this one's super easy if you ask me, but I'm contractually obligated to throw in an extra $1,000 for a correct answer. Here we go. Place these Russian dolls in order from oldest to youngest. Anna Kournikova, Anton Chekhov, Mikhail Gorbachev. In Russia, question gets you wrong. Smart people choose this. Anton Chekhov, the playwright, was born in 1860, Mikhail Gorbachev, the politician, in 1931, and Anna Kournikova, the tennis player, in 1981. This also just so happens to be the order from least attractive to most attractive. Buck her up for Pain in the Slash. Because he's been killing the longest, which of these serial killers is closest to being able to retire and collect his serial killer pension? You're certainly doing a great job at slashing cash from your store. Where's that confounded right answer? Iconic movie slasher starred in his first Halloween movie in 1978, earlier than any of the other characters. The serial killer is a pretty good one. $500 a month plus access to an anger management counselor, whom you may choose to murder.
Wild girl, rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Here's one for you. Think dog, it's Friday. And stop panting, it's a this or that. I'm gonna read off 7 names. And I want you to tell me if it's a breed of dog, a famous religious figure, or both. If it's a dog, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a religious figure, press right. Oh, you already know how to play. Fine. No! Bad dog! Growing up, I had a dog that could walk on water. Well, actually, he just peed on the kitchen floor and then happened to stroll through it. That'll wrap up round 1. Let's hope you do a hell of a lot better the rest of the way. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. And remember, keep an eye out for the wrong answer to the game. It's still out there. Okay, we're bringing it on. Coming up, don't joke about that. You know, the more time passes, the more it's acceptable to make jokes about disasters. For instance, it's totally fine to make jokes about the bubonic plague. Bubonic plague. But it's not really funny to make fun of, say, the Iraq War. With that in mind, considering the timing of some of the world's most famous disasters, which of these tasteless jokes most merits a too soon response? Oh, have a little taste. Were you thinking of this one? The Hindenburg disaster occurred in 1937, more recently than any of the other disasters, thus really prompting the phrase, too soon. And you'll be saying, oh, the humanity at the Zany Hut next Friday, where I'll be doing jokes like these that will be sure to offend you on multiple levels. Question 7! Up next, I like big halibuts. If a Subway footlong costs $5 and they come out with a new halibut sub that's as long as the USS Halibut submarine, which is 350 feet, then how much would you expect to pay for one? Did you know that Jared lost 245 pounds of fat by eating Subway sandwiches? Maybe your fat head should try a Veggie Delight right about now. This would have worked. 350 multiplied by 5 is 1,750. Hooray for math! And nothing goes better with halibut than some slightly undercooked Parmesan oregano bread.
Blooded chicken taken out of meat. Yes, Mary 8.
How about partly cloudy with a chance of space battles? Sorry, just a second. I want to listen to this speculative fiction weather report.
The weather today calls for continued desert heat across the entire planet with a 0% chance of rainfall. Also, there's a giant sandworm warning until the foreseeable future.
What fictional planet was that weather report for? You really fracked this one up. Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. Arrakis, the planet from the Dune books, movie, and miniseries, is a desert planet plagued by giant sandworms. I get all kind of weird stations with this satellite radio.
Overall, trading in Wonderland was down today on the heels of the Cheshire Cat failing to obtain bailout money from the Queen of Hearts.
Rolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, I'm not nice.
Why not try tongue twisters? And speaking of tongue twisters, which tongue twister would anger a copy editor? Betty Botter? Someone should copy edit you right in the face. Next time, try this. Unique means that something is one of a kind. Therefore, it's either unique or it's not, but nothing can be very unique. Although, to be fair, any tongue twister would upset a copy editor as they are devoid of any mirth or whimsy.
Hold me, never let me go.
And now, 4! Your refreshment. Where would you find the rapper/actor you would have to mix with lemonade to make the drink named after golf legend Arnold Palmer? The set of NCI. And Arnold Palmer is a drink made of half lemonade and half iced tea. And rapper/actor Ice-T plays a detective on Law & Order SVU. My rap name would probably be Ice Age, because after I dropped a rhyme, it'd probably be deathly quiet for thousands of years. Okay, if that's how you want it, here's the clue. What do you teach? I hope you had a well-rounded education. Good luck. That's the game! Those who can't do, teach. What I'm saying here is, you should try being a teacher.
You don't know Jack!
Good game, everyone. Donnie, what's next?
All right. Pretty good, Bill. Okay, we've got one contestant. Let's get moving, people.
30 seconds to places.
No instructions then. Okay, let's cut to the chase.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Lube Rats, Gerbil, and Rodent Grease. Be sure to grease your gerbil every 10,000 smiles.
All right, here goes nothing. First, you say stupid things on stage, I say tomato. One of the great traditions of theater is to take along some fruits and vegetables and throw them at the actors if you are dissatisfied with their art. Say you're watching a horrible passion play, so you start hurling passion fruit at the actors. If the lead actor stays in character, what would he say? Inappropriate. Correct answer, show yourself. Now, Passion Play is a play about Jesus, and Jesus said, to paraphrase, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. And as Mel Gibson said, to paraphrase, you stupid mother... May I introduce Cloudy with a chance of gastric bypass surgery. What expression would Al Roker say to really hammer home that he's at his most elevated state of happiness? I'm on Cirrus... You know what that answer is? Pure fluff. Watch how easy this is. Cirrus clouds are considered high clouds that start at 16,500 feet and can reach 45,000 feet. Ironically, I have a restraining order that requires me to stay at least 45,000 feet away from the Today Show window set. Here we have, do you believe in miracles? Yes! Hey, remember the Miracle on the Hudson? You know, the hero pilot that landed U.S. Airways Flight 1548 right there on the Hudson River? It was like the ending to a Disney movie. I half expected animated bluebirds to show up and carry the passengers to shore. Anyway, that got me thinking. The lovable captain of the Miracle on the Hudson plane shares a nickname with which lovable Pixar character? Now pay attention. You didn't sully yourself on this one. They're both nicknamed Sully. Captain Chelsea Sully Sullenberger and the monster James P. Sully Sullivan. They spell their Sullys differently, but the spell they cast on our hearts is the same. Rats are rodents, and they could sure make good use of your wrong answer of the game prize. Gerbil grease from lube rats, gerbil, and rodent grease, because there's nothing worse than a dry rodent. This wrong answer of the game got you $4,000. Nice job. And on its way, if looks could kill, then this would be a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names. For each one, I want you to tell me if it's a female serial killer or a Victoria's Secret model, or both. Just kidding. If it's a serial killer, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a Victoria's Secret model, press right on, or we could just get started. I'm so disappointed in you that I'll either murder you or try on some sexy woman's underwear. I just haven't decided which. Okay, I've decided. Oh, I love Victoria's Secret. There's really nothing better than slipping into a bra that fits just perfectly and creates a really nice line under your clothes. I mean, you know, if you were a woman. That's what I meant.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Take a good look at. Aren't guitar teachers the real guitar heroes? I like games like DJ Hero and Guitar Hero, but I think the cast decide who the real musical heroes are. Auxiliary percussionists. Which of these games features a percussion instrument in the title? Go back to Hyrule. It was begging to be picked. Timpani is, drumroll please, a drum. Okay, time to give this game a test run. Okay, here it comes. It's coming up. Just about time. Okay, here I go. Nailed it! Now I just need to wait 2 minutes and do it again. I love this game. That'll bring an end to our first round, where you pretty much crapped your pants. Remember, in round 2, every question is worth double. Let's move on, shall we? Try this on for size. Cue the montage. Montages are my favorite parts of movies because you get to witness so many activities achieved in just one day. There are a lot of historical people I would love to have a montage with. People like Mark Twain, Abe Lincoln, my birth father. Well, suppose I have a montage-type day with Upton Sinclair. Based on the horrors he wrote about in the jungle, what would we definitely not do? It's so obvious. Upton Sinclair is the author of The Jungle, a book that reveals the corruption of the American meatpacking industry during the early 20th century. As long as we get to ride a tandem bicycle and have an ice cream cone down by the lake, then I'm happy. Here's a good one. Galactic shout-out. If the Earth wanted to yell at the Sun about the distance between them, what would it yell? Oh, you! Here's where the money is. AU stands for astronomical unit, and the distance from the Earth to the Sun is 1 astronomical unit. Sometimes it also yells, hey ya! Both the Earth and the Sun are huge Outcast fans.
Lord, digging, picking out a mate. Is on Mary
clue to the Dunny's Dunny. Not me. I haven't broken out Billy O'Brien in a while. Maybe I should take him out for questions, see if I still have my mad ventriloquism skills.
Let me out, I have to take a test.
Hey, Billy, haven't seen you in a while. Who's your friend?
Oh, this ninny dad of sawdust? It's my ventriloquist dunny, Nike McDride.
You have your own dummy named Mikey McBride?
Yeah, you got a problem with that, punk? Since I was hardly getting out of the docks, I had to take out a putty. Pick up Master D.
Whoa! Hey, let's stick to question asking.
Which movie should I move to the top of my Netflix queue? I want to watch something starring my favorite movie star, Philip Seymour Hoffman. You must be thinking of Brad Pitt.
Mikey!
What? All I said was tit. What's wrong with saying tit?
Were you thinking of this one?
Yeah, he is in that. You have a really great taste in movies, Nike. Thanks, Billy. You're my best friend. No, you're my best friend. Hey, what are you looking at, Master Suck?
Mike is
sorry. This is really strange.
And he have an own ventriloquist dummy. Brother making control interest deception.
Honorable name in half.
Because that would be really
How did David
weird.
Seth Kotkin magically change his name to David Copperfield? You pulled the name out of... and you pulled that obviously wrong answer out of your...
What's your favorite episode out of all?
Super magically, he just stole it
73.
from Charles Dickens' book.
Never let me go.
Here's one I like to call configuration menu. Okay, so fingerprints are apparently one of 3 or 4 different types of patterns. Which of these finger foods is not covered with an officially classified fingerprint pattern? Arch, loop, and whirl are apparently all types of fingerprint patterns. A dip, however, is not. But I think this whole fingerprint identification thing is a hoax. I mean, they can't really tell different fingerprints apart from each other. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to kill him. He was just barking so loud.
Get down on the ground! Down on the ground!
Oh, it's okay. They were just after one of our interns. Shot him dead. Hey, can one of you other interns bring me a new pair of underwear over here? Oh, do you need to be somewhere? My mistake. Here's your clue. How many points did I get? You gotta know how to keep score. Good luck. That's all she wrote! Wow, you did really badly. Luckily for you, you don't understand how scoring works at all, so you must have no idea of just how badly that went.
You don't know Jack!
Nice work, folks. Donnie, what's going on?
You have a live one. All set.
This is 30 seconds, folks.
Good, I'm ready too. What? A little hot under the cellar, huh? Let's move it out, gang!
Today, wrong answer answer of the game is brought to you by Yellow Pages audio telephone books. It's never been easier to use a public directory recorded onto cassette tapes.
All right, let's move. First up, boredom. Hey you, intern, get over here.
Yes, sir?
What's that wooden wheelie thing under your arm?
This? A skateboard?
Skateboard, huh? I like the sound of that. Let me see that thing. I'm going to attempt to spin around on this so-called skateboard. If I spin for the entire duration of this question, which amount of spinning will leave me facing in the same direction I start from? 3,240 degrees is 9 360s in a row, so I would end up facing the same way I started. Here goes. 1, 2. No! My pelvis! My pelvis! Next. Did you know Jack? If we were playing a version of You Don't Know Jack in 1950, what would be the only feasible way you could send me your answer to this question?
PlayStation.
The first CB radio was invented in 1945, so you would technically be able to call in your answer on a CB, good buddy. We'd play you a clip from the 1950s version of You Don't Know Jack, but it turns out there isn't a single question we can show that isn't incredibly politically incorrect. It was a different time. It's time for question. Have you heard? The TV show Numbers was killed. I'm so mad. I love that show. See, every crime can be solved with simple math. I'm gonna find the son of a bitch who did this. Let me just get out my calculator here. Okay. The 6 seasons of the TV show Numbers had this many episodes. 13, 24, 24, 18, 23, 16. Now, I bet we can solve the mode of this crime by determining the mode of those numbers. So what is it? No, that would be the mean. Which reminds me, what do all these numbers mean? We've got to find out. No, I'll get this. Ah, yes, the mode of a group of numbers is the number that appears most often. In this list, the only number that appears more than once is 24. So 24 is the mode. So that's it. The TV show 24 killed Numbers.
Cookie?
Yes, Kimberly.
24 was canceled too.
What? 24 was killed too?
Yes.
It was the terrorists. Open wide for Hand Up a Hot Tin Puppet. And it's time for this or that. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's a character in Tennessee Williams' play Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, or a character in Jeff Dunham's ventriloquist comedy act. If it's a character from Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a Jeff Dunham dummy, press right on your... Oh, am I wasting your time? Excuse me. Hey, Billy, what do you think about that?
I think you're the biggest dunny in the room.
For whatever reason, Dunham is a very successful guy. He has millions of dollars and lots of comedy specials. But I have something he doesn't.
Meningitis?
Yes.
Where's your ball, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Take a good look at. I love you, dear. If Betty White were to ride a lawnmower...
Ah, come on! Little Betty White is way too young to get on a lawnmower.
Oh, hey, it's Old Man. How did you get in here?
Look, I taught the Red Baron how to fly. I ain't no fool.
Certainly not. Well, what have you been up to, Old Man?
See, my great-great-grandson took me to this dining establishment the other night. Now, it's based on a country that was colonized as a penal colony. Penal. Anyway, I got out of that place before the wait staff could steal my good fake eye.
Ah, I see. Old man says he went to a restaurant based on a country that was once colonized as a penal colony. Where'd he go? Olive Garden, Chipotle, Panda Express, or Outback Steakhouse? Starting in the late 18th century, Australia served as a penal colony for British convicts.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? I was just telling you what restaurant was based on a country colonized as a penal colony.
Penal.
That's all we got for round one. And you should be very proud of that score, because I'm not. Don't forget, in round two, all the cash is doubled. All right, let's get back to it. Bucker up for a banker's dozen. Hey, you know that Dunkin' Donuts slogan, America runs on Dunkin'? Well, if America really ran on Dunkin', what would the Federal Reserve not be able to do? Sorry, but I'm gonna have to deduct a bear claw from your balance. Allow me. The Federal Reserve buys and sells securities, issues the production of money, and regulates the banking industry. But it can only lend money to other banks in emergency situations. The problem with the Dunkin' States of America is that if Congress adds too many donut holes into legislation, it just gets messy, especially if they're powdered. Question 7! May I introduce... This question is rated XXX.
It's the perfect choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right.
I'm adding $1,000 for a correct answer. Put these things in the order they first premiered, from earliest to most recent. X-Files, XFL, X Games. Survey says... The correct answer is... The X-Files premiered in 1993, the X Games in 1995, and the XFL ran its whole course from 2001 to 2002. Nerds, burnouts, and jocks. We pretty much covered all our bases on this one.
Locking chickens picking out a mate. Guess I'll marry 8.
Try this on for size. John Travoltopoulos. If a new musical called Grease featured the official name of the country Greece, which song lyric would you hear? Automania? Everything's a trick question to you, isn't it? Or is it? Where's that confounded right answer? Greece is really the only country whose official name sounds nothing like its common name. It's officially called the Hellenic Republic. The best part of Grease the musical is when Olivia Newton-John puts on some leather pants and eats a gyro.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me,
Up next, vegan parties are awesome. Which of these vegans is making a huge drinking mistake? Isinglass, a fish product, is used in the fining process of this stout beer. There's also a single drop of leprechaun blood in every glass.
Help me, never let me go. And my
Say hello to the Prince of Peace. Hey, you know that poem, Footsteps in the Sand, where the dude talks about walking on the beach and seeing his footprints with God's footprints right next to him? Yeah, me neither. Anyway, if you were walking on the beach and you saw footprints next to yours that look like equals signs, who might be walking next to you? As they say in Spain, no. This would have worked. Japanese geta are traditional wooden sandals that are elevated by 2 wooden pieces that look like an equals sign. How come whenever I'm at the beach, the only things next to my footprints are rotting jellyfish and used syringes? Brace yourself. Oh, you know all about the attack. Lovely. Here's your clue. The final curtain call came too soon. These actors didn't make it to see the final cut. Look. could be certain that that performance was your last.
You don't know Jack!
Nice one, folks. Okay, Daddy, let us know what we're doing.
So, are you thinking you'd like to raid?
It looks like our player is all set.
We're at 30 seconds.
You do? Then allow me to orientate you. No more waiting. Right. No more waiting.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Safety Co's Car Darts. Pacify your backseat drivers with a set of sharp projectiles. Safety Co's Car Darts.
Pick the wrong answer associated with our sponsor to win a fabulous prize and big cash. All right, let's get this party started. To get started, Hollywood is full of squares. Suppose the Hollywood squares replace their giant tic-tac-toe board with a checkerboard. How many B-list celebrities would they need to fill the whole board? A checkerboard has 64 squares, so they would need 63 annoying B-list celebrities in addition to Gilbert Gottfried. The best part of the game would be when you work your way to the other side of the checkerboard and become a king, and Stephen Baldwin has to stack himself on top of Janine Garofalo. Here we have, I only raid tombs until my acting career takes off. So people are always, what was that?
What was what, Cookie?
Security!
Cookie, just drop the stalker thing, okay? There's no one here without proper ID. You're fine.
There's no one here without proper blah blah blah. Okay, anyway. If Tomb Raider's Lara Croft explored crofts instead of tombs, what would the game be called? This wrong answer will definitely impact your score. Ready for this? A croft is a small farm often kept by a tenant. I can't imagine that would be a fun game. Quick, those parsnips need to come out of the ground now! This one's called Philly Fanatic Filet. Suppose an NBA All-Star game didn't get catered and the players resorted to eating the team mascots. Which of these pieces of mascot meat could be served as a flank steak? One right answer coming up. A flank cut of meat is the abdominal muscles of the animal. Of course, if you're gonna eat a sports mascot, he's probably gonna taste a little gamey. Why not try You Smell Heavenly? And it's a dis or dat. I'm gonna list off 7 items, and for each one you have to tell me whether it's a Christian rock group or an Axe body spray scent. If it's a Christian rock band, press left on your plus control pad. If it's an Axe body spray scent, I understand, no need for instructions. Great. What's that smell? Oh, your score. I would listen to Christian rock, but I wear a promise ring to remind myself that I made a vow not to.
Where's the vow, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
And on its way. Warning, question contains and pee. Which gender is the NBC peacock? All peacocks are male. The females are called peahens. And we know the NBC icon is a peacock because of his dangly, hangy down, his colorful plumage. We finished round 1. And you got a decent score there. Don't screw it up. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. Let's see what's in store. Let's try stop cold playing with yourself. If Coldplay changed their name to reflect the coldest temperature, absolute zero, what would their name be? 0 degrees Kelvin is absolute zero, the temperature where particles theoretically stop moving. Scientists can slow down the movement of molecules in extremely cold temperatures, but Coldplay can slow particles down by sheer boredom. Here's a good one. Call of Nerd Duty. You know, every once in a while...
Cookie.
Ah!
It's me, security.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you guys are great.
Uh-huh. Anyway, is your stalker about 6'4", 220 pounds, scar below the left eye, shaved head?
Yes! Did you see him?
No.
Yeah, they'll think it's really funny when the show is being hosted by dead Cookie Masterson. Alright, where was I? Oh, yeah. So, what would be the proper military term if 4 Best Buy geek squads banded together to fix a computer? Now, a platoon usually consists of 2 to 4 squads. Luckily, if they're fixing a cotton laptop fan, they can always use their clip-on ties as a tourniquet.
Cold-hearted chicken taken out of meat. Guess I'll marry 8.
Coming up next, when 2 countries love each other very much, they get really close. If they followed real-life world geography, which 2 Dancing with the Stars contestants would dance the closest together? Kathy Ireland and Your gold is mine! All mine! Smart people choose this. Monaco near France and Chad in Africa are the closest to the country combos here. So Kelly Monaco and Chad Ochocinco would dance the closest together. Of course, the closest 2 here are Ireland and Monaco, which would mean Kathy Ireland and Kelly Monaco dancing very close together. And you'll have to excuse me now, I'll be back in 3 minutes.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me,
And now, the British are charming! The British are charming! So imagine the movie Love Actually took place in the Louvre. What would...
Hello, Cookie. I told you I'd be coming to see you.
My stalker! It's my stalker! Help!
Oh, Cookie, I wouldn't hurt you. I'm your biggest fan. You're so talented.
Really? Oh, thank you.
I love your acting. And I love the music you do with the Boxmasters.
Boxmaster?
And your Oscar. And your marriage to Angelina Jolie.
Okay, hold on. I think there's been some kind of stalking mix-up. Yeah, you've clearly got me confused with someone else. Which celebrity should this guy really be stalking? Brad? Just because you're obsessed with Brad Pitt doesn't mean everyone should be. Want to see the answer? Billy Bob Thornton was married to Angelina Jolie for a while and plays with the band The Boxmasters. So I'm pretty sure he's the guy my stalker is meant to be stalking.
Well, this is embarrassing, but thank you so much. I'm off to find Billy Bob.
Well, good luck to you. Keep in touch.
Yeah, if I get a chance, I'll drop you a line. It just might be a while, because it's really time-consuming to cut those letters out of magazines.
Yeah.
Let me never let me go. And my dreaming question.
Take a stab at a baby? How sweet! So you know that little girls are made of sugar and spice and everything nice? Well, since it comes in an adorable pink packet, what would little girls be made of if they were watching their figures? No, that would be for boys who don't fit into the traditional snakes and snails stereotype. I so wanted you to pick this one. Sweet and low packets are pink, perfect for diabetics and little girls. And if there's anything I've learned from toddlers and tiaras, it's never too early for infants to worry about their figures. Oh, I'll just shut my mouth then. Here's your clue. I'm feeling incomplete. Something is missing. Good luck. That's the game! You're missing something, and you're just not smart enough to figure out what it is. Sad.
You don't know Jack!
Good job, everyone. Donnie, what are you doing?
All right, we have one contestant. I repeat, one contestant.
30 seconds to air.
No? Okay, this player's ready to... Oh, you got your panties in a bag? Start the game!
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by high-end brand leather toilet paper. We put the assy in classy.
Okay, it's time. First question. When you're old, bones are hard to come by. Hey, remember the nursery rhyme, Old Mother Hubbard? She went to the cupboard to give her poor dog a bone, but when she got there, the cupboard was bare and the poor dog had none. Shut up, doggy! Somebody get this damn intern's dog out of here! Based on his Scientology teachings, what advice would L. Ron Hubbard most likely give Old Mother Hubbard? Don't worry. No, you're thinking of the movie All Dogs Go to Heaven. I asked about Scientology. Here's what you meant to pick. Scientologists believe that people come back in life after life after life. A kind of reincarnation. Actually, according to Scientology, Old Mother Hubbard may herself have been a dog in a previous life. Not that she's any sort of hottie in this life either. How about, good luck, woodchuck. Okay, listen carefully. If a woodchuck could chuck wood, and the woodchuck would not chuck anything else, regardless of how much wood the woodchuck could chuck, what would the woodchuck be? Chucking, eating, or burrowing into wood are all examples of xylophagy. That's how a xylophone gets its name, because it's made out of wood. Which only serves as another reminder. Never leave your woodchuck in the same room as your xylophone. Coming up, culture meets agriculture. All right, before we ask our next question, we're going to bring out a young member of our local 4-H club, Jimmy Ritter and his prize cow, Shamrock.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Masterson. I'm excited to be on the show, and so is Shamrock.
Okay, Billy, you're going to have to clean that up. Anyway, go for it.
If the 4-H Club wanted to cut the crap and change its name to the number of H's that really appear in its 4-word motto, what would it call itself? The H's in 4-H stand for head, heart, hands, and health. But health has 2 H's.
So, Billy, you raised Shamrock yourself?
That's Jimmy, Mr. Masterson. And yep, I raised him from a young calf.
Well, you two must be real close.
We sure are, but farm life is farm life, and now it's time to slaughter him.
Hey! No!
Everybody quattro! Hey!
Here's one I like to call Zhuzh You're Dead, and it's a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's the name of a Zhuzh pet electronic hamster or a form of Decon brand rodent bait. If it's the name of a Zhuzh pet, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a form of Decon rat bait, you're familiar with the dis or dat. Perfect. Oh, rats. I've got some Decon pellets, pouches, and wedges here, and to tell you the truth, they look and smell delicious. I sure would like to... Hey, intern!
Yes, Mr. Masterson, you called?
Here, Jason, try this.
It's Jennifer.
Right, whatever. Try some of this chicken.
Oh, okay.
Well, alright. I guess I'll have some fiddle faddle.
Where's your vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
I call this one Son of 10,000 Maniacs. Based on its ingredients, which root beer might help the kids on Elm Street stay awake to fend off Freddy Krueger? Mug. Ugh. Here's what a right answer looks like. Barks is one of the few root beers to contain caffeine, which might help the kids on Elm Street stay awake so Freddy Krueger doesn't kill them in their sleep. Another way to avoid Freddy, don't move to Elm Street. Round 1 is in the books. And you're doing pretty well, probably because there's no competition. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round 2. And don't forget, the wrong answer of the game is still there for the taking. Well, no time like the present. Next up, I'd rather be an old maid than a young nerd. If you lost your regular card deck and had to play poker with Magic the Gathering cards, what would a full house look like? You've given me no choice but to play my card of infinite contempt. Why didn't you pick this? In poker, a full house is 3 of a kind combined with 2 of a kind. But hey, why play poker when you've got Magic the Gathering cards, am I right? That's 7 to 12 consecutive hours of inconclusive gameplay right there. And
But this game is longer than that.
On even more cards.
This game is longer than this. The game is longer than that.
Here's one for you. A question for the whole family. We need more family-friendly entertainment. Movies and TV just have too much sex and violence and bad language. It drives me crazier than a with a plug. What would you expect to see in the movie trailer for the family-friendly flick, My Diurnal Dad? Let me tell you this backwards. Let me show you something. A diurnal dad would be active during daylight hours. There's nothing more family-friendly than daylight. As opposed to the very unfamily-friendly horror film My Nocturnal Nana 2, about a grandma who kills somebody every time she gets up in the middle of the night to pee.
Fucking chicken picking out a mate. Mary hate.
It's time for I'm Totally Going to Score. God bless the Great Wall of China buffet on a Tuesday afternoon at 3. It's just me, piles of fried MSG, and some lonely people reading romance novels. And of course, I picked up some fortune cookies. Okay, here's my fortune. You will ace the next big test life throws at you. Interesting. What will I do then? A 2400 on the SAT is deemed a perfect score. Which is a coincidence because after lunch at the Great Buffet of China, I SAT on the toilet for about 2400 minutes. Here we have... I don't think we're in Gotham anymore, Toto. Which Batman villain could double as a character from The Wizard of Oz? It looks like your score is out cold. I might have to freeze your assets. You know what I mean? It's so obvious. Jonathan Crane, a.k.a. the Scarecrow. I hear they're remaking The Wizard of Oz to be darker and edgier just like they did with the Batman movies. Dorothy is even going to speak in Christian Bale's scary Batman voice. There's no place like home! There's no place like home! Hold me, never let me go. Am I dreaming questions? Say hello to... Hot Jobs was not what I thought it would be. Times are tough, and I've been thinking lately I may need to get a second job to help make ends meet. Maybe use my skills as an artist. I don't have a lot of range, but I'm good at drawing hands. And no, that's not weird. Because they don't have a hand in their logo, which company is least likely to hire me for a hand job? You should never let your fingers do the walking because they clearly always take you to the wrong place. Oh, honestly. United Way, Allstate, and Yellow Pages all have hands in their logos, but Lego does not. If the art thing doesn't work out, I can always try to get work in my other passion, Brazilian jazz. I'm quite the BJ expert. I'm sorry. sorry. Was I talking too much? Fine, here's your clue. I know who killed me. You're looking for the one who knocked him dead. Good luck.
Oh wait, this game released before today. Surprised you can skip every episode of Untitled Chapter 2015, did you know? Yeah, there's actually a way to select episode 50.
There it is!
Mechanical episodic adventure.
I can't take it anymore. Somebody just put me out of my misery.
We'll also have a multi-game so we can have the episodic adventure. And where we run every episode of every.
That'll do it, folks. What's going on, Donnie?
Okay, we've got one contestant ready to go.
We're going in 30 seconds.
Great. One player coming down. Okay, let's cut to the tape.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Dr. Lenny's Assorted Pills. Some of these pills have to do something you need, right?
Okay, let's see what happens. Kicking things off, I tried returning this album, but I only got a dime back. If Chad Kroeger of Nickelback sang a song about a nickel's back, what song would it be? Shaking Hands. With few exceptions, Thomas Jefferson's home, Monticello, is on the flip side of the nickel. By the way, I didn't mention my favorite Nickelback song, because I don't have a favorite Nickelback song. Here's one I like to call Mount Doom? I hardly know Doom. Which character from the Lord of the Rings films would probably get the most benefit out of some Visine? Sauron is seen as the giant flaming eye in the Lord of the Rings movies, so some Visine might help him get the red out. Or maybe Sauron should consider moving. I mean, all of Mordor seems pretty dirty and polluted. If he moved to, say, the Shire, I bet his allergies would clear right up. He should also avoid the Lonely Mountain because of smog. That last joke was for you Hobbit super nerds. Boom!
The Hobbit.
Let's try putting the gel in evangelical. So, you know these big mega churches with the rockin' blue jeans wearing, tattoo having preacher dudes that run them? There's one in my neighborhood that's always showing free screenings of these hip action-packed religious movies. So I was wondering, if these mega churches lived up to their name, what would I see if I attended one of their free religious movie screenings? No, and now God is going to tase your store. Next time, try this. The prefix mega means 1 million, so a mega church would be packed to the hilt with 1 million mega churchgoers. My favorite part of that film is when Noah says, "I've had it with all these male and female motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane." Bucker up for Reading Rainbow.
I wish we had the number 4 and not the letter F.
That's because I was sick and dead with a little dog.
A little bug? Was it a virus?
No, a termite.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me. While I was sick, I started writing my memoir.
What's your memoir going to be about?
You don't know what a memoir is, do you, Dunny?
Very funny, Billy. You know, I bet you couldn't even name a memoir.
I know a million of them, I think. Maybe just one. Hello,
Nee, refresh my nunnery. Which of these ducks is a nunwar? Yes, Tuesdays with Maury was Mitch Albom's memoir about reconnecting with his old teacher, Maury Schwartz. Is your memoir going to be about our friendship, Billy? Yeah, it'll be called Monday through Sunday with a blockhead.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Try this on for size. Now take off your shoe and finish him. And yep, it's a this or that. I'm gonna read off 7 things, and for each one, tell me if it's a medieval weapon, a woman's shoe, or both. If it's a weapon, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a shoe, okay, great. Let's just get right to it. You don't like medieval weapons, and you don't like women's shoes. What exactly are you into? Now, I'm still trying to develop my idea for shoes with weapons built into them. These shoes may seem normal, but when I pull on the tongue... Oh, whoops. Holy crap, I just killed somebody. Oh. Oh, that scared me. It's just an intern. That brings a close to round 1. And you're sitting pretty for someone so
You need
ugly.
to check up on your interns on why they
Don't
killing
forget, all the
everyone.
questions around
No
2 are
wonder
worth
why I
double.
was taken over by Binge
It's time.
More.
Coming up next. Check, 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 please.
Hey, Cookie, we're having some issues with your mic. Could you do a mic check but talk at exactly 5 decibels?
Sure, yeah. I could do that because I'm a professional and I totally know what that is. Yeah, I'll do it right now. Which of these is closest to 5 decibels? Mic check, 1, 2. 5 decibels is practically inaudible.
Thanks, Cookie. We thought there might be something wrong with the sound system, but we figured out that's just the way your voice sounds, you know? So thanks.
Why do I put up with this? This one's known as Sky Mall. Which of the following is an example of a musician flying into an airport with the same name? That would be MIA flying into MIA, the Miami International Airport. MIA might have trouble getting through airport security, though, because according to her song, all she wants to do is...
Looking chicken taken out of me. Guess I'll marry 8.
Take a good look at... Stop gleeking. I've got a bone to pick with this TV show Glee. Sure, it's fun and all, but the group on the show is not a Glee club. As a proud former member of the Liberty Benton High School Glee Club, I know that you have to sing a Glee to be a Glee club, and I've never seen them sing one Glee. What should Glee change its name to if it wanted to stop lying about what kind of student organization it was depicting? The group on Glee isn't strictly speaking a Glee club, but it is a show choir. Also, no one in the Liberty Benton High School Glee Club was nearly as attractive as the people on Glee. In fact, no one in Liberty Benton was particularly attractive at all.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla.
I call this one. Is this movie ever going to end?
It's the perfect choices into order and buzzing and see if you are right.
I know, these can be hard. $1,000. Okay. Arrange these perpetual films in order of length, longest to shortest. The Never-Ending Story, Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This game might seem never-ending to you if you keep playing like that. This would have worked. Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist runs exactly 90 minutes and Eternal Sunshine runs 108. Both the original and international versions of The Never-Ending Story fall in between at 102 and 94 minutes. But ironically, none of them seem as long
You're
as
referring
anything
to it in
starring Martin
minutes, which
Short.
is only like 1 to 2 hours. I've been playing this game for like 13 hours straight. That's how long it is. If I get sub 13 hours, I'll actually call that a PB. But because it is on console and not PC.
Put in a piranha tank, impaled himself in a ceiling, gotten electrocuted by some stadium lights, but somehow he always survives. And I bet he's starting to wonder if he's invincible, like Bruce Willis in Unbreakable, or Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. Suppose the Travelocity roaming gnome decides to test his invincibility. If he leaps off a building in the world's #1 country for tourist vacations, what will he do? I said Travelocity gnome, not King Kong, nor that penny I once dropped from the top. I think I killed a man. Here's what you meant to pick. Year after year after year, the #1 country for tourist vacations by far is France. Not even close. And if you jump off the Eiffel Tower, the appropriate expression to yell in French is "Whee!" I see you don't need me for anything. It's all yours. Where does she grow? Where do these characters bloom? Good luck. That's all she wrote! Someone's been smoking too much of that stuff growing in the public park.
You don't know Jack!
That's a wrap. Donnie, what's happening?
We have a live one, all set.
And 30 seconds, people.
Hi, I'm Donnie. Would you like me to reverberate on some of these? Not a problem. Move it along, right? Let's go, people!
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Vance Van Van's Van Loft. You can't spell Vance Van Van without excellence.
So why not get started? Right off the bat, don't break my organ. I went to a dueling piano bar recently and was really disappointed in how misleading it was. All they did was play really tired renditions of Elton John and Journey songs. There was no dueling. Suppose I start a dueling piano bar where the performers actually fight each other. If there are 2 pianos, how many piano hammers could be thrown? 80. Now, you must be thinking of Dalmatians, which, like piano keys, are also black and white. Wait, why am I trying to rationalize this stupid answer? Correct answer, show yourself. There are 88 keys and therefore 88 hammers on a standard piano. So 2 dueling pianos would have 176 keys. But if you ask me, I prefer piano dueling with chopsticks. Up next, hell of a game, boys. If idle hands are the devil's playground, which of the following professional teams is the Prince of Darkness most likely rooting for? Actually, AAA baseball is just short of the 9th circle of hell. One right answer coming up. The Chicago Fire are a Major League Soccer team, and it doesn't take a devil to know that using your hands in soccer is a big no-no. Just don't ever go to a game with Satan. He doesn't pay for anything. May I introduce... How do you say Times New Roman in horse? And it's a this or that. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's a type of font or a breed of horse. If it's a font, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a breed of horse, oh, you already know how to play. Fine. Well, now, aren't you a font of knowledge? Oh, look, you did okay, but you didn't do well enough that you deserve a funnier comment. By the way, here's a little known fact. If you try to teach a horse to type, it will actually smash the f*** out of your keyboard. Yeah, I know! Coming up, getting to third. Who does not have the habit of speaking in the third person? Hulk smash your puny understanding of English grammar! No, I'll get this. The Terminator may not speak well, but he doesn't refer to himself in the third person like those other weirdos. The Cookie would never speak in the third person. Oh, I see what I did there. Alright, Cookie out.
Where's the ball, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Here's one for you. Tuner casserole. Wherever I go, there always seems to be a we play whatever we want radio station. They're always trying to be edgy and in your face, but it seems like they only want to play Free Falling or that Smash Mouth song from the Shrek soundtrack. These radio stations is located on the highest possible commercial frequency on the FM dial. I'll give it to you. You answer whatever you want, even when it's super wrong. Where's that confounded right answer? The FM frequency for commercial radio stations goes all the way up to 107.9. 107.9, the fist. We rock so hard, you gotta punch us in the face if you want our undivided attention. That's the end of round 1. You'll want to try and earn some cash from now on. Keep in mind, in round 2, everything is worth twice as much. And hint, hint, keep an eye out for the wrong answer of the game. It's still out there. Okay, here it comes. Here's a good one. I'll shank you with this protractor. What's the first rule of thermodynamic Fight Club? The first law of thermodynamics says energy can neither be created nor destroyed. The twist at the end of Thermodynamic Fight Club is that my science professor has been a figment of my imagination the whole time, which sucks because that means I'm not getting any class credit. Why not try a really modest proposal? If a bad stand-up comedian were to buy an engagement ring made out of the mineral known as fool's gold, what would he say to his prospective bride when dropping to one knee? Why didn't you pick this? The mineral pyrite is also known by its common name, fool's gold. But any gold you give to a woman in hopes of marrying her is fool's gold, my friend. Take it from me, a lonely, aging game show host with a pretty halfway decent life most of the time.
Looking chicken picking out a mate. He's on Mary 8.
And on its way, Fox News. Stop making sense. Which of the following is a talking head interviewing a talking head? David Byrne was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band, the Talking Heads. I'd also like to see Glenn Beck interview Beck. It'd be fun to see who could out-crazy the other.
Rolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me,
And now, Sunny D+ average in science. Suppose you're on the sun and you start walking on a ray of sunshine. How many times will you be able to sing the song Walking on Sunshine before you reach Earth? 2, 200, 2,000. No. Here's where the money is. It takes just over 8 minutes for sunlight to reach Earth, and like many songs, that one is just under 4 minutes long. So with the little extra walking you do, you'd arrive in about 2 songs' time. That is, unless you catch a shortcut on a rainbow.
Help me, never let me go.
Open wide for... Yes, I'm wearing sunglasses indoors. Suppose artist MC Escher had a weekend job as a DJ. If he named himself after one of his famous lithographs, what might he go by? Yes, the world-renowned artist has been relegated to selling his work at the back of Spencer's Gifts. Here's what a right answer looks like. Drawing hands, where one hand is drawing the other, is one of Escher's many space-bending lithographs. Escher would be a great DJ. All he'd need would be 2 turntables and a microphone. No, wait, 1 turntable playing itself for the hands, and he could draw 2 microphones with the other hand that's drawing the other. With a pencil. Ah, you already know the rules. Off you go. Losers. Check out these losers and see if you can be a winner. Good luck. There you have it! Oh, come on, I give you a pretty easy jack attack. Call it losers, and you messed that up? It's not even fun to make fun of you now. And I like making fun of people. Right, stupid Tom the intern? What? You're so stupid, Tom. Yeah, see, that's fun.
You don't know Jack!
Good game, everyone. Donnie, what's next?
Okay, we've got 1 contestant. Let's get moving, people.
30 seconds to places.
Alrighty then. Time is money, got it. Let's get this ball running.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by the Cloud Registry. It may look like a duck, but it's named after you.
Okay, let's light this sucker. Let's begin with, I will schmear you. No, that's not what I asked for, Keith. I specifically asked for some everything bagels. But these bagels just have poppy seed, sesame seed, salt, and onion. Well, that's not everything, is it? These should be called 4-thing bagels. Now, if I wanted to punish Keith using a traditional bagel prep technique, what would I do? You must be a fan of the everything wrong bagel. Were you thinking of this one? The traditional way to prep bagels is to boil the dough first, then bake them. Don't worry, I won't inflict any physical harm onto Keith. It's not like he's an intern or anything. I will, however, punish him with a tickle fight. Come here, Keith. Come here. I know everything bagels don't have everything on them. I was just clowning you. This one's called I'm Feeling a Little Incontinent. If you were to combine the smallest continent and the largest continent, what would it be called? Asiarctica? I'm gonna combine two words to describe you. Stupid idiot. Want to see the answer? Austrasia is a combination of Australia, the smallest, and Asia, the largest. Combining the names of two things is fun. For example, no, I can't think of any more. Take a stab at World of Wonder.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right.
And I'm going to make a right answer on this question worth 1,000 wondrous dollars more. Here we go. Put these things in the order they first appeared in the world. Wonder Woman, the Wonder Bra, Stevie Wonder. It really makes you wonder what it would be like if you'd made a different guess. Ready for this? Wonder Woman made her debut in 1941. Stevie Wonder was born in 1950. The Wonder Bra was invented in 1964. I'm working on a combination of all three. It's an invisible bra that plays music called the Stevie Wonder Brahmin.
Everybody quattro, hey!
And on its way, Aiken May, Aiken Bay. Which of the following phrases in Igpay Attenlay was originally Ittenray in Attenlay? Ooye Uxay. Smart people choose this. The popular phrase "seize the day" is a translation of Carpe Diem, originally written in Latin by Horace in his Odes, Book 1. Now, if I could only master cat Spanish, I might finally know what Poopsie and Mayonnaise have been saying about me behind my back.
Where's the bound girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Next. If it weren't for bathrooms, I get no reading done. And it's a this or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's a magazine I could keep in the bathroom or just something I do in the bathroom. If it's a magazine, press left on your plus control pad. If it's not a magazine and a bathroom activity only, press right. Okay, great. Let's just get right to it. You clearly pulled a lot of these wrong answers out of your ass. I suppose I keep a lot of magazines in the bathroom. I'm not a big toilet reader. I just often forget to refill the toilet paper. That about does it for round 1. Although your score seems to be stuck in neutral. Remember, I'm doubling the value of each question in round 2. And lest you forget, big cash prizes can be yours if you find the wrong answer of the game. Okay, let's see what's next. Here's one I like to call Lit Happens. Children's books are so boring. If you ask me, they lack the tragedy of classic Russian literature. If I adapted a version of Tolstoy's Anna Karenina for children, what should I call it? We're gonna have to put your score down. Want to see the right answer? Anna Karenina ends with Anna, grief-stricken, throwing herself under the train her departing lover rides in. But there's a valuable lesson for everyone in this story. If you dump someone, don't let them know exactly how you're getting out of town. Take a good look at a classic piece of junk. I've been looking to buy a previously owned car, and I found that wherever the listing says a car is vintage, it usually means it has over 100,000 miles, or doesn't have a steering wheel. If CarMax started selling vintage cars instead of used cars, which of these popular vintage models would be the oldest and most vintage? Toyota Corolla was first manufactured in 1966, making this car the oldest and most vintage. And let me tell you, if you've never been in a 66 Toyota Corolla, the back seat rides like a dream.
Lordin' chicken picking out of me. Guess I'll marry hate.
Let's try. All signs point to, huh? Which of the following is an aero team? You're getting pounded. Get it? pound sign. Pounded. Okay. The correct answer is, an arrow team is the fancy pants name for a question mark. But I suppose if you refer to a question mark as an arrow team, the more important question is, what the hell's the matter with you?
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, if I die.
Up next, you look trashy in that. Wow, this garbage bag looks so beautiful. It must be from someone who really knows fashion.
Looking through your trash bag, what's it say about you? Funky trash.
Oh, what do we have here? A set of angel wings, a sealed demo tape, and some designer baby diapers. What supermodel's trash am I rooting through? That answer makes your score's butt look big. I so wanted you to pick this one. Heidi Klum was one of Victoria's Secret's original angels and recently had a baby with husband Seal. And this is not the first time I've rooted through her garbage.
Hold me, never let me go.
May I introduce Beans, the magical misnomer. Coffee beans, which really aren't beans at all, are seeds from the fruit of a coffee plant. With that in mind, which of these delicious beverages incorporates the name of the coffee plant's fruit and thus could exist? The coffee plant's fruit is called the coffee cherry, and coffee beans are basically the pits or seeds of coffee cherries. And I've been eating these coffee cherries all day, and I've got to say they are delicious. I probably shouldn't have eaten so many because I'm starting to feel weird. Oh, I'm pretty sure I'm having a heart attack. It was worth it. Well, don't mind me then. Here's your clue. How do you say TV show in British? These American shows were born in Britain. Good luck. That's the game! I wish there was some sort of British slang to describe how bad you did. Unfortunately, no such word exists. Cheerio, my God!
You don't know Jack!
That'll do it, folks. What's going on, Donnie?
Okay, looks like our player is all set.
We're going in 30 seconds.
No? Great. I've got a live one. Got a motor? Fine. Light a flyer under it, people.
Today, wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Meow Inappropriate Cat Accessories. Because your cat has pissed you off for the last time.
And so it begins. Let's start with, that angel wears too much eyeliner. How would illusionist Chris Angel perform a vanishing hat trick? I love magic questions, and the resulting watch your score disappear jokes I get to make. I really, truly love it. Well, anyway, Shazam! Watch how easy this is. In sports such as hockey, a hat trick is when a player scores 3 times in one game. But if he just vanished once and for all, that'd be fine. Coming up, I have a degree in geography. You ever seen these things the contestants have to eat on Survivor or Amazing Race? I mean, do they realize when they eat those live beetles and spiders, they're eating the poop in their intestines too? beetle or spider, unless I was assured it had just been given an enema. Anyway, which potential Amazing Race food challenge includes a food named after its country of origin? No, that's gross. It's way better when you get to pick your toenails out of the tank at the front of the restaurant. That way you know they're fresh. Now pay attention. Turkish Delight, the sweet confection, originated in Turkey. But turkey originated in America. You can tell because when you eat one, it tastes like freedom. Bucker up for the Jerry Orchard, and it's a that. I'm gonna read off 7 titles. For each one, I want to know if it's a play by Anton Chekhov or an episode of Seinfeld. If it's Chekhov, press left on your plus control pad. If it's Seinfeld, oh, am I wasting your time? Excuse me. That performance reminded me of what it's like when I go to the theater. In other words, I suspect you might have fallen asleep halfway through. My favorite Seinfeld episode was the one where Kramer concocted that outrageous plan and George kept having bad things happen to him over and over. Oh, that was a good one. Everybody control. Hey. I call this one, from the makers of Infant Mortality Rate, Travel Edition. If the board game Life released different versions based on the average life expectancy in various countries, which of these editions would make for the shortest game? The penalty is no different, but so you know, this is the worst answer you could have picked. It was begging to be picked. At roughly 78 years, the CIA World Factbook ranks the USA around 50th in world life expectancy, lower than the UK, Italy, or Japan. Of course, in the game of life, if you get married, buy a house, and have children, you'll feel like you're dead at around age 30.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
This one's called Let's Party Till the Credits Roll. If Bradley Cooper's character in The Hangover held the occupation of a Cooper, what would he have said at the start of the movie? A Cooper is somebody who builds and repairs barrels for a living. I actually would have preferred it if there were some sort of barrel for that scene where the naked guy jumps out of the trunk. Any sort of barrel blocking the view. A pickle barrel might have been appropriate. That's round 1. But you couldn't tell that by looking at your score. Don't forget, all the questions in round 2 are worth double. And keep in mind, our wrong answer of the game is still out there waiting to be picked. Okay, here it comes. Coming up next, Burnt to Smithereens. What might employees of The Simpsons' Mr. Burns call him if a fire destroyed his epidermis, dermis, and some underlying tissue and muscle? See. Smart people choose this. A 4th-degree burn involves the destruction of the dermis and epidermis as well as damage to the underlying tissue, muscle, or bone. I can imagine how difficult it must be to locate yellow skin grafts. Maybe from Regis Philbin. Well, he's more of an orange. Here's one for you. Gentlemen like to be solicited. Which literary gentleman might receive a direct mailer for a gentleman's club if the mailer were sent to the Pemberley estate? Frankly, my dear, read a book. Oh, honestly. Mr. Fitzwilliam Darcy, the male protagonist in Jane Austen's Pride and Prejudice, lived at Pemberley. Did they even have gentlemen's clubs in 1800s London? Kindly remove your outer garments. Now would you please take off your foundation garments? Yes, quite lovely.
Lord and chicken taken out of meat. Yes, I'll marry eight.
Open wide for... Pick a number, any number. Which TV show was on the air for more seasons than the number in its title? Seventh Heaven ran for 11 seasons. And speaking of heaven, those 11 seasons really felt like an eternity.
Strolling through the park with the sarsaparilla. For me, nice.
Say hello to Stir Friday Nights. Most Chinese restaurants these days advertise that they don't use MSG. It's so annoying. I had to drive all over the place last night just to find a place that'll give me dangerous doses of delicious sodium. Which reminds me, I still need to read my fortune cookie.
Cookie, fortune, necessary.
Okay, here we go. When life gives you apple slices, take the largest piece. Hey, how do they know I was going to be moving to New York City? Well, if that's the case, which piece of the Big Apple should I move to? The Queen slice, the Brooklyn slice, the Manhattan slice? No, but this is the most expensive slice. Why didn't you pick this? The largest borough by area is Queens. My female friends who live in New York told me that if I ever moved near them, I would totally be the Samantha of the group. I have no idea what that means.
Hold me, never let me go.
Next up, who got feces on the space bar? If a room full of chimps on typewriters managed to collectively type one actual word every week, what could they conceivably write in 1 year? The preamble is 52 words long, so the chimps could write it in a year at 1 word a week. Of course, instead of signing it, they'd smear it with their own feces, just like Ben Franklin. Of course, who wants to hear my yapping? Oh, I'm still doing it. Sorry, here you go. Who's in charge of our town? You may or may not do well on this one. Good luck.
Okay. If you're wondering what my goal is, yeah, I have hopes of getting sub 13 hours, and hopefully being under 13 hours, because if I've done that, and if someone gets under 12 hours, that means that means it'll be possible to beat all this in half a day. Half a day. I'm not. I started last night and continued playing all the way to now. I'm so near at the end. So near. I'm at episode 67 out of the 73. That is close. And yes, timing ends upon the user telling the game to return to the main menu. Yes, the saving content thing. Yup, menu.
30 seconds to air.
That's way faster than the PC version.
of the game is brought to you by Just Hair.
It's just, I don't know. It's just I'm so focused on the run when I first started it. Like, I still like, I literally always meet bedtime playing this video game. I don't know why though. But there's a chance it's gonna technically be a successful run. And this time, without some timer incident, unlike the previous run. And by timer incident, by accidentally resetting the timer to 0, in which then I'll scramble to do anything to get this run going. I had to waste my sleep. I got no sleep. I pretty much got no sleep. I tried doing a sleep break. Like, I've been streaming for 14 hours. 14 hours. Why I'm doing this on Twitch? Simple. Because YouTube limits your videos to 12 hours long. Twitch lets you have higher. In Russia, the settings change you.
Here's a good one. Saturday Night Life. Which of these modern era SNL cast members wasn't alive the Saturday night that
And since you're the moderator of the Jackbox Pride Pack 2, you're able to just submit the run and verify it yourself. Also, Glorious Koshu left the Discord server. Don't know why I chose to though. Oh.
There are a couple other cast members who are younger than the show, but I can't remember their names. Girl who never gets in any scene, other girl who pretty much never gets in any scenes, and guy who mostly just raps.
If I had some sort of device which allows Wiimotes to be synced to a Wii console, what is it? So what are the timing rules now? Does it start upon the game starting? Due to the fact that there's no play button in the game, as starting the game results in the game immediately connecting to the Jackbox network. Only the Jackbox 5x3 and onward started that trend. Oh, and that's also room code appearing after the countdown.
Try this on for size. I refuse to believe children are our future.
Okay. Guess you'll have to retime the runs that exist.
Hey kid, you had a good time
Yes, a lot of timing rules are inconsistent. Also, I don't know how a kid going to a building or a game show that's not very kid friendly is hosted. I don't get who this. Oh, you already did retime the runs? Okay. And if you also, my bro was thinking, if you have the original Fibbage on like, if you have the original Fibbage on like Amazon Fire TV, if you obtain the APK for that, which yes actually asks for an Amazon account, Amazon App Store to be installed and logged in, you could theoretically use that on Windows. or if possible, just download the Fibbage game through the Windows subsystem on Android. Subsystem for Android. Android through there, if it will allow you. Like Fire OS and Android are a bit different, but they're also a bit same. Don't know if it will allow download of that though. But I'm surprised you can run Android games on Windows natively now. Yes, natively. I'm gonna call it natively due to it being a native feature in Windows. Because of that, when the original Fibbage gets onto the site, will PC be an option? Option with specifications on how to run on PC? Or should Windows subsystem for Android not be included? Should we request a Windows subsystem for Android as an additional platform? Because if then, we could potentially use the Amazon version of say the Jackbox Party Pack on Windows, which, yes, that's a lot of questions.
Likewise, these corns on my feet
Okay.
aren't yellow either. Well, they started out that way, but as they developed more infected pus, they've turned more
I talk a bit much. Also, should the DS version of this game and the PC console versions be split up into two boards, or should it be left at its current state? Being the DS version is just a subcategory to separate console and PC versions due to their differences.
So, do you want to tell a joke?
Anything's better than listening to you, you moron.
Just tell the joke.
Hey, Cookie, what kind of D's
Yeah, but there is still a lot of differences between PC slash console and DS. Well, and we already split PC and console in the first place, since the console versions already have like the console versions already doesn't have the true any percent glitch, which we still need a name for. Should I call it Epit 73 early? That could be a good name. To be honest. Could be a good name. Yeah, I don't know why on episode 68 specifically, on question 9 that happens. Oh, episode skip. Yep. I'm surprised you can skip like every episode. Oh, episode. And yes, I still have the save file. For when I did the first one of these runs on PC. And should I make that save file available as an all episodes completed save file? Because I actually should continue getting that to be a 100% save file for those who want, for 100% save file in case you want to start, say, episode 47 or episode 47, the episode where, yes, the employees go have a picnic. And yes, episode skip exists in 2015, but yet not the console versions of 2011. And it goes slightly differently? How would that be? Simple. You literally, simple, while doing it very quickly, you hit enter and then the left arrow key while hovering over episode 1 to skip all the way to episode 50. Well, why enter first? I don't know. Yes, I discovered this on the PC version. You have to use the single player console version. You have to use the single player on PC in order to do this. Don't know about controller though. If you can do it on controller, that'd be pretty good. Good, because currently at this point in time, I think it's keyboard only. Also, I figured out where my my PC version save file is. Also, if you want to reset the save file for the Android TV version, you just clear the app data, which also clears 500 megabytes of the actual game, in case that gets updated. In case the infrastructure of it gets updated, you'll be able to just do that. Bit odd though.
That's all she wrote! You are truly a brainless, mindless drone. You don't know jack!
Nice work, folks. Donnie, what's going on?
Yeah, we got a hot one. Everybody at the ready.
We're at 30 seconds.
Okay then.
Oh no, I said yes when I was supposed to say no. No worries, we can still skip it.
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by Tooties, butt kazoos, and anal instruments.
Yeah, that's not appropriate.
If you happen to find our
Oh,
sponsor
okay.
who answered the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes
Hey.
and cash. All right, let's get this party started. Okay, to get things started, Tiger Wood. What should Tiger Woods change his name to if he wants to be associated with a monogamous animal? Ready for this? Unlike tigers, beavers are known to mate for life. And unlike Tiger Woods, rarely will you see them in a foursome. And on its way, Ninja Please! If the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were, say, 16 years old when their comic book first debuted, what should they be called now? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic book debuted in 1984, so they'd be 40-something. And probably coming to terms with the fact that as their metabolisms change, they just can't eat all that pizza all the time and still expect to fit in their shells. And now, Attica! 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 Imagine a new series of prison tycoon games where you must recreate famous American prisons. Which game would not be part of the series? Prison Devil's Island is in French Guiana. And French Guiana is in, don't know where French Guiana is. Here's one I like to call Flying Solo. And I'd say it's about time for this or that. I'm gonna rattle off the names of 7 different musical acts. And for each one, I'd like you to tell me if it's the name of a solo performer or the name of a band. If it's a solo act, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a band, press... I understand, no need for instructions. Great.
I'll get this run on the site when I finish it.
Not interested in having you come back
Finish
out for an
it.
encore, but it wasn't bad. I wasn't nearly as surprised to find out none of those bands were solo artists, as I was when I found out that Justin Bieber wasn't a girl.
Where's the bomb girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Coming up next, Where the Wild Things Are. Oh man, I love the children's book Where the Wild Things Are, but tell me this. If instead of Let the Wild Rumpus Begin, Max yelled, Let the Wild Ructus Begin, what would the new book be called? Where the Wild Farts Are? Here's where the money is. A ructus or eructation is a burp or belch. I learned how to burp on command when I was about 6, and it always makes me feel like a kid again when I do it. Ow! My hernia! And my acid reflux! Sadly, no. But since you're clearly a flatulence enthusiast,
I can still do it.
Wazoo Kazoo! From tooties, butt kazoos, and anal instruments. Because everybody's moon deserves its own tune. Tooties wazoo kazoo. Just pucker up and blow one. This wrong answer of the game has earned you $4,000. Don't spend it all in one place. We've finished round one. And you're in pretty good shape for now. Remember, in round two, every question is worth double. Alright, let's get back to it. Let's try Taj Mahal and Oates. What would be the best name for an episode of Extreme Makeover in which Ty Pennington remodels the Taj Mahal? Built in Agra, India by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan, the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum in memory of his favorite wife. Should be a pretty good show. I'm looking forward to seeing the Taj Mahal with a race car-themed bedroom and two-story doghouse. I call this one Hot Gotham Knights. Imagine that after defeating Killer Croc, Batman and Robin faced a villain named Killer Ray Kroc. What would be an appropriate exclamation from the Boy Wonder? Ray Kroc, though not a killer, is the American businessman and franchisor responsible for a small hamburger chain now known as McDonald's. I once bought a holy hamburger on eBay. The bun looked just like Mother Teresa's buns.
Fucking chicken picking out a mate. Get down, Mary 8.
Next. My nose hair is shot with that one celebrity in Spain, the moon. Oh man, last night I was watching great performances on PBS because the cable was out, obviously. And I sucked down 5 cans of Easy Cheese while they ran this old Shakespeare play. I fell asleep halfway through and had the craziest dream. My cat Mayonnaise was the king, and I was Mayonnaise's brother, but I wanted to be king, so I kept killing or putting in prison anyone else who I thought could ever be king besides me. Finally, Mayonnaise died, and I became king, but everyone hates me, and this other kingdom invades, led by my mom. And I was riding my other cat, Poopsie, into battle, but I fell off, and I was like, my kingdom for another cat! But then my mom killed me. Oh, and I had a hunchback. That's kind of important. Holy crap, what play did I half see last night on PBS? I just had the most horrible dream that I was hosting a game show and one of the players was really dumb and oh no, it was real!
Oh no.
Yeah, I watched a production of Richard III, Evil Dude with a Hump. Totally. Normally I love dreams where I have a hump, but not like that. Here's a good one. Runaway, eventually bride. What would Julia Roberts' name be if she took and kept the last name of every man she's married? Julia Roberts. This would be if she took the names of the guys she was briefly engaged to but never actually married. Ouch. No, I'll get this. Despite a couple famously disastrous engagements, Roberts has only been married twice. To country singer Lyle Lovett and her current husband, the not-famous Daniel Motor. And someday, if I play my cards right, she will be Julia Roberts Lovett Motor Masterson Clooney. I mean, she'll leave me for Clooney, but I'll be cool with it because it's Clooney.
Let me never let me go.
Up next, Once Upon a Game Show Dreary. When I'm around my cultured friends, you know, at art galleries, book readings, cockfights, I like to quote great literature. One of my favorites is Edgar Allan Poe. But this passage doesn't sound quite right. Can you identify the mistake? Quote the Raven nevermore. What's wrong with that? You've been Edgar Allan Poe'd. It's so obvious. Edgar Allan Poe wrote, quote the Raven nevermore, not quote the Raven nevermore. And you can quote me on that. I see you don't need me for anything. nothing. It's all yours. I'll say it 3 times. Good luck. Good luck. There you have it! Idiot, 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 idiot. You don't know jack!
That's a wrap. Johnny, what's happening?
Okay.
Providing more information.
Okay, we've got one contestant ready to go.
This is 30 seconds, folks.
Hi there. No, it is. Ah, you're in a hurry. I see. Begin the commencing.
Today's wrong
I'm
answer
getting near the end.
brought to you by Grammar Garments and Punctuation Pants Warehouse. You'll never have a period problem in our pants.
Okay, no turning back. To begin with, part of a nutritious Blechfest. Which cereal mascot is unable to vomit up its own product? And just what do you think honey is? It's bee vomit, my friend. Bee vomit. Get used to it. Here's what you meant to pick. The reason you never see a rabbit barfing is because rabbits don't barf. And again, maybe they're just very discreet about it. It's time for Depth Thoughts. Who would not be considered a pirate of the Caribbean? I'm gonna have to shave off some of your points. Oh, you're gonna kick yourself. The Caribbean Sea is between North and South America, but the Cook Islands are near New Zealand. And they say no man is an island. Look at me, I've been single my whole life, and I don't need anyone. Take a good look at Dennis Kucinich in the kitchen with the rope. And here's a clue, it's a dis or dat. I'm gonna read off 7 things, and for each one, tell me if it's a room in the classic board game Clue, not the stupid new version of Clue, the classic one, a room in the White House, or both. If it's a Clue room, press left on your plus control pad. If it's a White House room, you're familiar with the dis or dat. Perfect. Maybe you ought to try leaving your own room every once in a while. Frankly, I think the problem with White House administrations lately is perhaps a few too many Colonel Mustards and not enough Professor Plums, if you catch my drift. Take a stab at Thou shalt not mess with the hair. If Zac Efron were like Samson from the Bible, what would happen if he cut off that full head of thick, luscious hair? In the Bible, Samson lost his strength and power when his hair was cut off. I heard Zac Efron isn't going to go back to the High School Musical franchise, though he does plan on getting his GED musical equivalency.
Where's the dog, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Here's one for you. Go Jones. What do Indiana Jones and G.I. Joe have in common? They were... Remember how knowing is half the battle? Well, you definitely lost half the battle. Next time, try this. G.I. Joe fights the terrorist organization Cobra, and Indiana Jones hates all snakes, especially the cobras he comes face to face with in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I hate Cobra too. I mean, my yoga instructor is all about moving from downward-facing dog to Cobra, and it's really difficult. You know, I get that engaging your core and, yeah, but my pubis just does not want to maintain a connection with the floor. Does anyone else have problems with pubis connection? Anyone? That brings a close to round one. Let's hope you do a hell of a lot better the rest of the way. Keep in mind, all the prizes are doubled in round two. And remember, the wrong answer to the game is still out there waiting for you. Enough small talk. Try this on for size. Chicken soup for the organs. If the eyes are the windows to the soul, what is your spleen? As with the gallbladder, I have no idea what you're good for. Watch how easy this is. One of the main functions of the spleen is to clean your blood by removing particles of debris. And as I've learned the hard way, don't forget to change the bag every month or so.
This is a PS1 game. You need a PS1 emulator in order to play this.
Kentucky Fried Souls. In the mood for some light
Yes.
reading?
No worries, let me just get
Revelation. I hear it's a quick
Duck
read with
Station.
a happy ending. And speaking of quick, suppose the four horsemen of the apocalypse descend upon Earth to race in the Kentucky Derby. Given the order that the horsemen arrive in the Bible, how might the announcer call the winner? War. What is it good for? Here's what a right answer looks like. According to the New Testament, the first horseman would bring pestilence, followed by the horsemen of war, famine, and finally death. Oh man, I just missed the trifecta. I had war followed by famine, followed by Fabio on an attractive stallion.
Fucking chicken picking out of me. Guess I'll marry eight.
This one's called Tenacious DHTML. If Jack Black wants to start writing his last name in HTML so it'll show up black on a computer screen, what should he write? In HTML, the code for the color black is $0000000. And if you knew that, I'd say 000000 is probably how many hot dates you've had in your lifetime. Open wide for getting lucky numbers. Yeah, but I don't understand if they were in purgatory the whole time or just at the end.
Cookie, we're back.
Oh, hey, let's do one of those fortune cookie questions. Okay, let's see what fortune I got. Help, I'm trapped in a fortune cookie factory. Ha, classic fortune cookie joke. Although maybe they're really in trouble, considering the location of the majority of the fortune cookie factories, where is this person probably trapped? Somewhere in China, somewhere... 9! The correct answer is... The fortune cookie is a predominantly American custom, and the vast majority of fortune cookie companies are based in the United States. I wonder if there are more clues in these other cookies. I'm okay. I thought the door out of the fortune cookie factory was locked, but it was really just kind of stuck. My bad. Well, that's a relief. Help, I'm trapped in the parking lot behind fortune cookie factory. Let me never let me go. Here we have Twilight. Which Twilight book describes the natural event that happens most frequently in the real world? An eclipse happens a couple times a year, a new moon about once a month, breaking dawn every day, but twilight happens the most, twice a day, as the sun rises and as it sets. Maybe Stephanie Meyer stopped writing the books because the titles would have started sounding lame. Brunch time, partly cloudy afternoon, twilight again. Okay, if that's how you want it, here's the clue. I'm super, thanks for asking. Don't you dare call any of these things mega. Good luck.
I'm not gonna get sub hour, but will this be the first console run? Yes. Been playing on a Nintendo Wii. Real hardware, I kid you not.
There it is! You are Lex Luthor. What? I meant to say Luthor. No. My lift it back. Oh, this is bullshit! You don't know Jack!
Nice one, folks. Okay, Danny, let us know what we're doing.
You have a live one. All set.
We're going in 30 seconds.
Nope, got it. A little hot under the cellar, huh? Let's move it out, gang!
Today's wrong answer of the game is brought to you by the Grim Reaper Depot. Our prices are out of this netherworld.
Okay, what are we waiting for? To get things rolling, Repellent of the Gods. Because they wouldn't have survived his 40-day ride on the Ark anyway, which annoying pests might Noah have justified leaving behind? Mosquitoes can suck for up to 100 days. I'm thinking you might destroy that record. One right answer coming up. The average lifespan of a housefly is 15 to 30 days, meaning they'd have died anyway before the ship found dry land. Would have been nice if he could have also left behind the termites, intestinal tapeworms, and viral meningitis. May I introduce... Everybody should have equal access to touch this. Based on the prominent symbol, which communist DJ would be best paired with MC Hammer to complete his next album? Time to take a look off the top. It was begging to be picked. The hammer and sickle make up one of the prominent symbols of communism. MC Hammer and DJ Sickle, too legit to quit the fight for the redistribution of giant puffy pants. Here's a good one. Simply the best. What would make most deaf most deaf? Artillery and gunshots at close range are the loudest things here. I have to say, I'm a bigger fan of most blind. That guy does a lot of stage diving. Or falling. Say hello to... I want a president with a cape. Which member of the Justice League of America is most likely to become U.S. president without starting a wasn't really born in the country firestorm? Trivia is sort of your kryptonite, isn't it? Where's that confounded right answer? Superman is from another planet, Aquaman is from Atlantis, Wonder Woman is some kind of Amazonian goddess, but Batman was born in Gotham City, a fictional U.S. city. Although Batman's brutal vigilanteism may get him in trouble, or the fact that he's an aging bachelor who spends most of his time hanging out with a young boy.
Where's the vibe, girl? Rock my world, girl. Ooh, yeah.
Take a good look at Battle Like a Rock Star, cause it's another Dis or Dat. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's a famous World War II operation or a popular energy drink. If it's a World War II operation, press left on your plus control pad. If it's an energy drink, oh, am I wasting your time? Excuse me. That's some Red Bull Personally, whenever I need a little extra boost of energy, I just hook myself up to my car with some jumpers and rev it up to about 3,000 RPMs. Wakes me right up, and I still have a good 30% of each nipple left. That's the end of round 1, where you pretty much crack your pants. Remember, in round 2, every question is worth double. Let's get back to the action. Why not try Mob Mentality Lover's Touch? Based on his alleged Valentine's Day crime, which candy heart should Al Capone hand out? Al Capone was the main suspect of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, an event that left 6 of George Bugs Malone's men gunned down in a Chicago North Side warehouse. Ah, yes, candy hearts. The candy heart I gave to my last ex said, "My heart has no restraining order."
Not sub 13. But can we do better?
How about, it just wasn't the right time?
Can we?
Don't tell anyone I did this, but I'm adding an extra $1,000 to this one. It'll be our secret. Put these movie characters in order of who traveled the farthest in time to who traveled the least far in time. Bill and Ted, the crew from Hot Tub Time Machine, Marty McFly. Hello, McFly. Oh, honestly. Bill and Ted went all the way back to ancient Greece to pick up Socrates. McFly went back to cowboy times in the 3rd movie, and the crew from Hot Tub Time Machine just went back to 1986. If I could go back in time, I'd remind myself to change into clean underwear today.
Fucking chicken taken out of meat. Yes, Mary 8.
And now, Sister Act. Remember Twisted Sister? The band of guys who dressed up in women's clothing and sang "We're Not Gonna Take It," and then apparently a bunch of other songs too? Well, which of these 7 sisters would Dee Snider of Twisted Sister not have to dress up in women's clothing to get into? I think your grade would be a D Snider, maybe a D+ Snider. Allow me. The 7 sisters are famous American private women's colleges. Of them, Vassar has accepted men since 1969, which means Dee Snider won't have to dress up in women's clothing to get into it. Although all students are required to wear heels at graduation. I call this one the California Old Rush. What would most likely be the title of a new Beverly Hills 90210 if it took place before 1963? Los Angeles. And you wonder why the cool kids never talk to you? It's so obvious. Zone Improvement Plan Codes, or zip codes, were created by the original U.S. Postmaster Robert Moon and made mandatory in 1963. I'm looking forward to a version of the show set in the 1800s called Bunch of Hills Over There Not Too Far from the Ocean Over by Old Man Dingle's Farm.
Never let me go.
It's time for triangles. Because it is a right triangle, which triangular corporate logo could have its area calculated by the Pythagorean Theorem? The Pythagorean Theorem posits a ratio among the sides of a triangle with a right or 90-degree angle, like the Nabisco logo. You can also test out his theorem on the busted-up Triscuits in the bottom of the box. I love you, Pythagoras. I'm sorry, was I talking too much? Fine, here's your clue. Say hello to my imaginary friend. I have an imaginary friend named Cookie Masterson too. Good luck. That's all she wrote! Hopefully you have a lot of imaginary friends, because you seem too dumb to have accumulated any real ones. You don't know Jack!
Good game, everyone. Donnie was next.
Okay, looks like a
30 seconds to air.
Fair enough. Coming. No more waiting. Right. No more waiting.
This and the final episode. This, and then we get to some questions I actually know. Wait.
So let's make
What? How am I here? Wait. Was I split off? Don't tell me I'm a split off. I'm a split off.
Alright, we have one contestant. I repeat, one contestant.
I never thought that would happen, but I'm actually a split off. I never thought I'd go the entire game.
Is brought to you by Cookie Master's eBay store. Cookie Masterson's horrible gambling debts can be your game.
Alright, here goes nothing. First on the docket, this severe weather storm smells like wet.
I never thought it'd be a split light.
Powerful application of Febreze developed into a tornado. If it moved through one of the states in Tornado Alley, what would the effect be? Nebraska is situated in the middle of the central column of states nicknamed Tornado Alley because of the frequent occurrences of, you guessed it, tornadoes. Which reminds me, I was too busy watching a DVR'd episode of Storm Chasers earlier, and I forgot to shower. Ah, fresh as a daisy. Try this on for size. Head off, apply blade directly to the neck. You know that headache remedy, head on? You know, head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Head on, apply directly to the forehead. Which of these alternate head-on taglines suggests that you're applying it incorrectly? The supraorbital ridge, glabella, and frontalis are all parts of your forehead. Your manubrium is part of your sternum.
What's this starting? I don't know.
For heart pain, try hard on. Here we have Jaron Seinfeld's observational grammar. Which of these Jerry Seinfeld-esque jokes features a gerund? A gerund is a verb that ends in ing and is used as a noun. Gerunds are crazy! Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Make up your mind already! Next thing you're gonna tell me is you've done a lot of soul searching and you've decided you're an adjective! It's ridiculous!
B-movie.
This one's called The Revolution Will Be Green, and it's time for a this or that. I'm gonna read off 7 names, and for each one, tell me if it's an organic food company or a secret society. If it's an organic food company, press left on your plus control pad. A secret society, I understand, no need for instructions. Great.
Oh.
You did okay, but you could have used some growth hormones.
That's as close as I got. No, I'm not restarting the whole game. Like, I'm already this far in.
Fuck her up for. Uh-oh, where'd that come from? What kind of specialist should I see if I find myself with a nasty cockchafer? Entomologists study insects, so they'd be the perfect specialist to look at my cockchafer, which is a type of beetle. Probably just tell me to put some ointment on it. Let's say so long to round 1. And
The last round 1 of the entire game.
keep in mind, in round 2, everything is worth twice as much. And hint, hint, our wrong answer to the game is still out there waiting to be picked. And get out there and make me proud. Open wide for the biggest loser in the galaxy. What might a 300-pound contestant on The Biggest Loser yell if they film the show on Mars? Due to the lighter gravitational pull on Mars, your weight decreases by 62%, bringing a 300-pounder down to a mere 114. And when you consider the lack of oxygen on the planet, in a matter of months you'd weigh almost nothing. Coming up, chips and salsa from hell. So Doritos created this flavor called tacos at midnight, which I guess they devised for people who really wanted tacos at midnight, but just couldn't bring themselves to drive a half a mile to the nearest Taco Bell drive-thru. Anyway, suppose Doritos made a spin-off of its tacos at midnight flavor. If the new chip flavor were named after the Devil's Hour, what might the chips be called? The Devil's Hour, according to Christian folklore and horror movies, is 3 a.m., which is coincidentally a really bad time to eat spicy fried things. Look, I've been saving this fart sound effect for a question, and if I'm not gonna play it here, I don't know when I would. Oh, it's a good one. Okay, cue the big one. What? Where's my fart sound? Who took my fart sound?
Ooh, good show, Mary. Boom.
Take a stab at. Someone's nodding at my door. Hey, look who it is. It's my good friend Billy O'Brien.
Hiya, Cookie. One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy? Not me.
So what's on your mind today, Billy?
Well, Cookie, I was just practicing my tongue twisters.
Tongue twisters, eh? Let's hear one.
Okay. Teeter-titer, tick-the-tack of tickle-tatters. A tack of tickle-tatters, the teeter-titer tick. If teeter-titer, tick-the-tack of tickle-tatters, how many tickle-tatters did teeter-titer tick? A tack is equal to 1/4 of a dorsal.
That was a great tongue twister, Billy.
Thanks. And you know what I like better than tongue twisters, Cookie?
What's that, Billy?
Titty twisters.
Ow! you motherfucker!
Scrolling through the park with the sarsaparilla.
Let's try error. Question name file not found.
We obtained something here.
Hopefully someday I'll be able to make my own game. It'll be a lot better than this one. Anyway,
You know what? Just for the jokes, I'm doing it. Up.
what would be the best clue to help me remember what a jar file does? Here's what you meant to pick. Jar files are commonly associated with the application Java, you know, as in coffee. And trust me, you're totally gonna want to play this game.
Wee! I can't do a Billy O'Brien impression. I just can't. I have no idea how to perform it. If there's a way.
No, but
I don't know.
My name. And you should be thrilled too.
Whoa, Billy!
Cookie Masterson's eBay store, and I just want to bet that I could actually get someone to take the damn dummy off my hands. Hey!
Just for Cookie Masterson to buy it back for this game's annual sequel, 2015, included in the checkbox Party Pack 1 for the PC Regular console.
Here's what I like to call, who is going to clean all the blood in this elevator? Alright, you made it almost to the end of episode 73, which means you've either played through this whole game or you jumped ahead because you were just too excited to get to the end. But
I played through the whole game, you weirdo. Every episode.
Which of the following is not a line from
I've spent like 4. This is an impossible question, so I'll tell you the answer. Choose what I choose. I'm gonna play Makes Jack a dull boy. I'm gonna play Makes Jack a dull boy. If you choose any other, you lose.
So maybe you figured that out, or maybe you just guessed. I don't care. Let's get this over with. Oh, I'll just shut my mouth.
Last Jack attack for the entire game, and therefore the run. Whoa.
That's the game! Well, that was easy. You dug your own grave without any of my help. You don't know Jack!
Good job, everyone. Donnie, what are we doing?
13, 17, 45. For those who are still here, just... Why? Those who are here from the start of the stream, why did you spend nearly 15 hours watching this? 15 hours. All of them. Surprised this is even possible. First console run and first one of the entire game. Not really the first full game run. Like, we already have full game speed run. Like, we already have the one other run I did. That's on the PC version. But hey, at least people can now play. Hey, at least we now have the experience of spend 30 hours of your life doing this. Yes, I used a USB loader. The system menu to see what I have inserted on the actual game disc. Honestly impressive that I managed to do that. Like, really impressive. The fact I spent 13 hours of my life playing this silly video game from 2011. Now I can get to planning another run. If you came all the way from the very start of the stream, thank you for watching. I'll see yous all.